against freedom. In the anti-Cold War period, freedom was associated to liberals. For Redmontation, freedom was dangerous. The party had no need of any freedom, and it had a license to kill in order to fight against freedom movements. Communism was against freedom, but in its system, it was a victim of anti-communism. Now, after decades, it seems like a joke, but this black humor was in fact the core of the defense of all the totalitarian systems. Every one of those systems was always presented as a victim. Even if they made genocides, it was only because they had to protect themselves from the attacks. But the attacks came from the freedom fighters. A good example for that was the position of the United States. They normalized their relations in November 1933. It was a decision of the President Franklin Roosevelt. He sent William Bullitt as ambassador from 1933 to 1936. But the hopes of Soviet-American relations were wrong. The Soviet Union didn't want to pay Tsarist debts. At the end of his mission, the ambassador was hostile to Soviet Union, and this for the rest of his life. Freedom is not anti-communist. Communism is anti-liberal. It is against freedom. So the point is that communism is a special case of the totalitarian systems. In their defense, there is always the same idea. They are the victim, and they have to protect themselves from the attacks of the others. The joke is, of course, that the others, in fact, are the free countries. So, in reality, they want to change the world, and they think that the world is an error. They never imagine that the error is their core. They can do in reality everything. They don't care. No consequences, no repercussion. They want to do what they have to do in their mind. And you can see that even if the United States of America, you remember that the Soviet Union was created in 1922. So for 11 years, it was not recognized by the US. So the decision was done by Roosevelt. Remember, at that time, when he did it, we consider that it was the open door for spies, because the relation was very easy. So they use it. The Soviets use it to put spies in the US. You see the gift. By the way, you see that they don't want to pay the Tsarist debt. Why? Because in reality, it's the past. So they don't care about the past. You remember, we already see it several times. So you see that in reality, communism is not a victim. It's simply against freedom. But you don't hear very often the idea of anti-freedom. But all the time you hear what? Anti-communist, anti-communism, anti. This is the work of their propaganda. So they are in reality the anti-anti. So they use it to say that, you know, we are the victims and we have to protect our goal.